Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you ready? It's showtime. Please welcome Tim Kelly.
It is Today's Country with yours truly, Tim Kelly, hosting the show. We are KICR, Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best for the next 3 hours. Tonight is New Music Friday. We've got a lot of new music to debut for you and several interviews scheduled for tonight. The reason I'm coming on without music right now is because we are going to do an interview here in just a moment with Mr. Bob Malden. So that's coming up right after I give a big shout out to all the syndicated stations and radio affiliates that replayed the show. Great radio stations like KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, Country Road 58 from Germany, countryradio.musicbox4friends.com, that is from Belgium, devilscountryradio.com, we got radiotheking.be, that is also Belgium, WVMIradio.com, realradio.us, Down the Road Radio from Ireland, countrymusicexpress.co.uk. We are also on Bourbon Trail Radio, the Chimp FM from Canada, and countrythunder.com.au. That is from Australia. So we want to thank all of those radio stations for replaying the show. We sure appreciate each and every one of you. Now to get the program started, first off, we have an interview with Mr. Bob Malden. How are you tonight, my friend?
Doing good, Tim. So great to be talking to you and all your listeners out there, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And great to have you on the program as well, and I appreciate your time tonight.
Well, thank you for having me. We got a lot going on, and I appreciate you giving us the chance to talk about it here.
Yes, you do. Well, kind of tell me about yourself. I know you are a country music artist and a TV host from Expedition, Texas.
Well, country music has always kind of been the thing to fall back on, the thing that's always been there. But TV show Expedition Texas is kind of how we make our living. We go out and explore lost history, abandoned buildings, and ghost towns and old cemeteries and things like that. Get the story on those as we travel around the state of Texas and share those with the rest of the world on our TV show Expedition Texas.
Yeah, that is awesome. And I knew a little bit about it from Barry that set up this interview tonight, but I really haven't ever seen the show and checked it out. And, you know, now I'm doing a television thing. I'm playing country music videos around the clock on our TV channel, IndieCountryTelevision.com, and I call it CMT for the Indies. So in any of your music, if you make a video, be sure to hit me up, and I'll play that for you on the TV channel, too.
Well, you know, that's in the very near future. We've got a song coming out in the summer called Texas in a Chevy that I think you have actually lined up to play here in a little bit, that we are going to actually do a music video. And we're going to try to get a hold of one of those old Chevy C10s from the 60s and 70s and take a ride in that across the state of Texas and make a video about it.
That will be awesome. I am a Chevy guy. I just bought a 2 years ago, brand new 2020 Chevy Silverado.
Oh, I love it, man. How you liking that thing?
I love it. All decked out in Kansas City Chiefs stickers. It's red. So
awesome. Well, I had a red Chevy Silverado back in my previous incarnation in my radio days, and you know, got fired and the dang thing got repoed.
Oh my!
There you go.
Hey, I had a Titan before the Chevy, and I've had some of those jobs too, and I had to tighten things up a little bit, especially the budgets.
Yes. Well, I'm looking forward to atoning to Chevy for not making those payments back in, like, what was it, 2005, 2006, or whatever that was.
Yeah, there you go. Country music is a big passion of yours, and you're good at it, and we're going to play a couple of your songs tonight, but I'm looking at some artists that inspired you, like David Allan Coe, for one, Billy Joe Shaver. I've heard of those two. Michael Nesmith is another one. So
you've heard of him, but you may not know it. He was the green wool hat wearing member of the Monkees, as most people remember him.
That's
but
right.
What they don't know is that he went off and had his own solo career, invented a little medium called the music video, invented a TV channel called MTV, and so his dabblings as a producer in music and TV has been a big influence on my life, and one of the main influences, really, and it's sad that we lost him, late last year, but his legacy lives on. I mean, he owns the patent for something that everybody uses in the gaming community right now, which is virtual online worlds where you go in as an avatar and interact with other people. Almost every video game you have now that you can play online, he invented the format that allows you to do that. But now I'm never going to get into that world, but I tell you, as far as music and television, he's been a big influence on me. Songwriters like David Allan Coe, obviously I get a lot of vocal styling from him, not on purpose, just because I kind of sound like him without meaning to. But Billy Joe Shaver, his writing and the fact that everything he wrote was like straight up truth, like his life put down on paper, recorded into song. And I actually had a chance in 2011 to record a duet with Billy Joe Shaver on his song Ride Me Down Easy that Bobby Bare had a big hit on and several other country stars recorded. And he actually came into the studio and recorded Ride Me Down Easy with me for my 2011 album Banzan County Line. We had a single on that thing, and it was a big highlight of my career to be able to record with one of my big old honky-tonk heroes.
Wow, that is awesome stuff. Now that you mention it, I know who Michael Nesmith was. I used to watch that show, The Monkees. I just didn't know his name really that well, but that's awesome. And I'm even patterned myself after him, except for the hat, it sounds like. So.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to go and look up the First National Band, which was his next endeavor after the Monkees, the guy basically invented country rock while he was with the Monkees, and then you had the Flying Burrito Brothers and the Byrds and the Eagles and several others that took off and did the same thing later on, but he was the guy that was leading the pack in '66 when he was with the Monkees, and then went off and did the same thing with the First National Band. So look that up when you get a chance, and I encourage all your listeners to look up music of the First National Band and get to know the music of Michael Nesmith. He was a big influence on me.
Well, and to show my age, I watched that show years ago, but, I remember their opening, Hey, Hey, with the Monkees. That was awesome.
Yeah. One of the greatest TV intros of all time.
Yeah. Speaking of that, it's in your bio here, there's an interesting little story. In 2001, it says a simple ditty that had been stowed away for several years made its way into the hands of a legendary DJ who started spinning it regularly on his show. Tell us a little bit about that.
Man, that's really the way the music got started for me. I had been recording and writing my own songs since I was old enough to know how to play chords on the guitar, and obviously radio was a much more feasible path in a career as far as career is concerned for me growing up in East Texas. And so I got into radio, and just so happened in 2001 our general manager that came in to work at the radio station was the guy that used to book all the acts from the Grand Ole Opry. I mean, the guy comes in from WSM. He had a partnership owning radio stations with Jim Reeves, and I thought, who better to bounce my music off of than this legend in country radio, and see what he thinks about it. His name's Tom Perryman, one of my very best friends to the very end of his life. And so I brought him a CD one day. I thought, hey, this is some stuff that I recorded. I'd love to get your opinion on it. Let me know if any of it's any good. I've always been doing this, but I want to know what you think. And a few days later, we're in there, and I produced his show, and I'm sitting across the table from him, and he says, let's play Your Baby. And I said, no, I don't want to get in trouble playing my stuff on the radio station. I don't want to do that. And he said, blankety blank, it's my show, and we're going to play Your Baby. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get fired. So anyway, I put the thing in there because he said to. We played the CD, played the song, and immediately we started getting requests for Baby, which was a simple little song that I wrote when I was a teenager about a girl that I liked who was dating another guy. Who hasn't gone through that scenario?
All right.
And when we started playing that, he started playing it on his show. Then all of a sudden, I started getting requests to play like live shows, and I didn't have a band. So immediately, I was opening for a guy in our region who was a legend, a guy named Tony Douglas, and I was opening his show for him and playing for crowds from 1,500 to 3,000 people all over Texas. And I got to play my song, and probably the biggest moment of my career ever is I'm sitting there playing Baby on stage in Gilmer, Texas at their beautiful Civic Center. And I look down, and there's girls in the front row singing word for word my song right along with me. And that was a highlight because as a songwriter, you always want something that's going to get stuck in people's heads that they're going to remember and love. And that was that moment that, for me, that started. Yep. And I've always dabbled in it from that day forward.
That is awesome. You mentioned Gilmer, Texas, a good buddy of ours. Lula's in the chat room tonight. Lula Bradbury from Indianapolis, Indiana. And we have met Mr. Darren Morris from the Darren Morris Band. You may know of him from Gilmer, Texas.
Darren Morris, of course. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
We've known him for about 8 years and met on several occasions. Nashville Universal Awards we've won together at the Wild Horse Saloon in Nashville and stuff. So we've had a good time hanging out with him. Yeah,
ask them if they remember about 20 years ago the Tony Douglas show being at the Gilmer Civic Center. That was such a cool place.
I bet he remembers it, absolutely. Well, let me ask you this too, Bob. Now, what did you listen to growing up? What are some names of artists that we probably know that you used to listen to that inspired you to want to do country music?
Well, man, I've got a mishmash of influences. So I grew up listening to country radio. In the 80s, I listened to Hal J. and Dick Siegel on WBAP-AM in Dallas-Fort Worth when I was a little kid. And they played, country radio. Bill Mack. I was never up late enough to hear Bill Mack on the radio, but I knew of Bill Mack and had a chance to meet him and work with him later in my career. But, grew up with people like that who played, some of the country standards on the radio. And because of my association with classic country music, later on had a chance to work with some of these legends and heroes in country music on a first-name basis, like Ray Price and George Jones and, like I mentioned earlier, Tony Douglas and some Hank Thompson. I opened many shows for Hank Thompson, Gene Watson, John Anderson, people like that I had a chance to have one-on-one interactions with. And I was so blessed just as a country radio guy to be able to work with these people who I grew up listening to. And so I took a lot of the influences I heard from them growing up, and then the country rock sounds of Michael Nesmith, as I've mentioned already, with the First National Band, and the Byrds, and Graham Parsons, and some of these guys who were rock guys who loved that traditional country sound, or the Bakersfield sound, if you will. Yep. And they started like covering up everything with steel guitars, and I took a lot of that, and then I just started writing stuff my way. And a lot of the music that I wrote, just naturally because of what I grew up listening to, came out sounding like that. So it's hard to pinpoint one musical influence, but man, it's just all over the place when you get into that, especially the 70s outlaw country era with Waylon and Willie, and everybody was bringing their own bands into the studio to do their own thing. I mean, that to me was as real as it gets. I mean, to be able to hear an actual road band in a recording studio, recording the way that they played when they were on the road, as opposed to session musicians, which everybody was kind of used to hearing that from LA or Nashville, depending on where they were getting their music from, to be able to hear the actual road musicians in the studio making the music the way they played it on the road, so that when you went out and heard a concert by Waylon or Billy Joe or any of these guys, you were hearing their sound.
Yeah, that's awesome. You mentioned the Bakersfield style of music, and that made me think immediately of Buck Owens, The Streets of Bakersfield. His buddy Roy Clark helped start this town that I'm in. I'm broadcasting from Branson, Missouri, by the way, in the middle of the country. Roy Clark had a theater here. Mickey Gilley, Glenn Campbell. Mickey Gilley still has a theater here. Glenn Campbell had a theater here. The Osmonds had a theater here. And, Mickey Gilley's getting up there in age, but he still does perform live at some of his shows. My brother was Andy Williams' TV producer for a couple of years and did his Christmas commercials. And Andy did a great show here for 19 years. His Christmas show was one of the biggest things here in Branson. So I love that style of country music, and that's still what Branson is all about. There's a lot of shows here, but they're all based on that style of country music.
I've been to Branson a couple times, and I can tell you I had a chance to work a show with Mickey Gilley a couple years back, and he can't play the piano anymore because of some health issues, but man, the guy is the greatest entertainer I think I've ever seen on stage. Even now at this age, I mean, the guy is pure entertainment, and I think that is just in the blood, and that Gilley Lewis Swaggart blood that runs through their family,
I heard an interview that he did a while back, and he's been friends with his buddy Johnny Lee for over 40 years now. In that movie Urban Cowboy, that set him off, boy. that soundtrack to that was, and I've seen that movie many times, and John Travolta in that was a great movie, and a lot of songs like that are based on movies, and some of these artists went on and had great acting careers. Kenny Rogers did it, Dolly Parton, and a host of others have gone on into acting. And you're doing TV on TV Expedition Texas. We're going to talk about that a little bit more if you want to come back here in just a moment. But let's play your song. You got a brand new song that you sent to me today called Rena Belle Blue. Tell us about this one.
Rena Belle Blue, man, that's the color of my grandmother's eyes. And, most kids don't pay attention. They don't pay attention to that aspect. And I didn't, honestly, to be totally honest with you, ever pay any attention to what my grandmother looked like or give any thought or consideration to why my grandfather fell in love with her. And, I was gathered around with my family. We were there in her last days as she was on her deathbed. And she looked around the room one last time and our eyes met. And I happened to lock eyes with her and realized that her eyes were this beautiful shade of blue that I had never noticed before. I mean, grandma means milk and cookies and sweet tea and visits on a Saturday, and you never think about your grandmother that way. Well, I looked at her and I realized what it must have been that my grandfather saw in her. And it wasn't too long after she passed that we were walking around their farmhouse and he was pointing out some rose bushes that she had planted before she passed away. And he started crying and telling me the story of the day they met at the State Fair of Texas. And funny enough, 30 years later, I end up proposing to my wife on the big Ferris wheel at the State Fair of Texas. And I swear to you, as God is my witness, whenever she said yes, the sky turned Rena Belle Blue. So I put every bit of that in this song, and then I hope that people, regardless of the fact that it's a fun, peppy kind of bluegrass song, can kind of get the sentiment of this song, which is the color of my grandma's eyes was Rena Belle Blue.
Man, I love that story, and that's why I love doing these interviews. I call it the stories behind the songs. Mr. Bob Malden, let's play Rena Belle Blue on KICR Indie Country Radio. New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Sonny met Rena Belle at the State Fair, Texas, underneath a little Ferris wheel. First thing that he noticed was the color of her eyes and how they danced in their own shade of blue. Next thing that old Sonny did was he made that girl his wife in the spring of 1942. First thing every morning he'd stare into her eyes, a color he called Rena Belle Blue. Rena Belle Blue like the ocean where it meets the sky. Rena Belle Blue like lightning beyond the clouds at night. Rena Belle Blue. First time that I noticed my grandma's blue eyes was the last time she looked around the room. Grandpa cried and said goodbye as she slipped from this life. And on that night his dreams turned Rena Belle Blue. Rena Belle Blue like the ocean where it meets the sky. Rena Belle Blue like lightning beyond the clouds at night. Rena Belle Blue. Sky, Rena Belle Blue like lightning beyond the clouds at night. Rena Belle Blue. I asked that girl to marry me at the State Fair, Texas, high up on that big old Ferris wheel. Grandma must have been there looking down from the sky, 'cause when she said yes, the sky turned Rena Belle Blue. Rena Belle Blue like the ocean where it meets the sky. Rena Belle Blue like lightning beyond the clouds at night. Rena Belle Blue.
Mr. Bob Malden, that is called Arena Bell Blue. Great story about his grandmother and the color of her eyes. That is an awesome song. They are loving it in the chat room and loving the interview. And Lula's in there. And Lula's 84 years old, I believe. I don't usually tell a woman's age, but Lula's getting up there in years. And she said that song made her tear up. And she absolutely
Lula, please be proud of your age and be proud of all that you've lived through and everything you've seen and done. That's amazing, and thank you for sharing that with us and letting us know who you are and how old you are, because you've seen so many things and we can learn so much from you.
She has sat right beside me in my studio requesting songs. She has. We've met several times, and she came and spent a week with us from Indianapolis, flew to Branson, and hung out with us and ate some of my wife's cooking, and it was a great, great time.
Well, Lula, thank you for listening to my grandma's story. I appreciate that.
Hey, speaking of cooking, they got some pretty good Texas barbecue down there, don't they?
Man, just about everywhere you go. I'm playing a venue next weekend that is known for their Texas barbecue, almost as much as they're known for their Texas music, and I'm so excited because they're going to feed the band before we play. So
there you go.
Brisket Love in Lindale, Texas, coming up April 30th. I'm looking forward to that show.
I smoked me some burnt-ends, some brats, and a London broil that my wife wanted all today right in my house. So,
ooh, brother, coming to see you.
Yeah, I ate pretty good before the show tonight. Let's talk about Texas Expedition TV just a little bit more now. Later on, that came along in your career. How did that happen?
So, man, I had done radio for quite a while, and I was out of broadcasting completely. I had gotten off into a PR job. And as you know, broadcasting kind of gets in your blood, you know?
Yes, it does.
And I had been looking for, like, my next venture, and I knew that it really wasn't in traditional what you call terrestrial radio. I wasn't looking to get back into that at all. Mm-hmm. And but I had gone on a hike with my kids. This is in around 2011 or so, and we had followed this creek bed down to like the old lake that was in Tyler, Texas, which used to be the recreational lake and the lake where the city got their water from, but that had changed back in the 60s somewhere, and this lake had been basically, or at least this picnic area of the lake had been abandoned, and we stumbled upon these old like WPA stone built picnic tables and fire pits and all this stuff that were covered up in tree branches and leaves from decades and decades of just being abandoned. And I came back and I told my wife at the time, I'm like, you know, it would be amazing if I could do a show about lost history, these abandoned places that people couldn't go if it wasn't for our show. Mm-hmm. And she looked over at the new camera I had just acquired for a video project, and she looked back at me and said, well, why don't you just do it? And so I did. And that very summer, we started shooting Expedition, what we called then Expedition East Texas. And then we got an offer from a network that said, why don't you make it a little less regional and we'll pick it up? And I said, sure, more eyes on this thing, the better. Yep. And so we made it Expedition Texas. And from that day forward, we've been traveling the state of Texas exploring lost history, abandoned buildings, ghost towns, wow. Abandoned cemeteries, things like that that are off the beaten path. I mean, and I like to tell everybody, you know, everybody knows about the Alamo. Everybody remembers the Alamo when you talk about Texas. Mm-hmm. But what about Mission San Juan Capistrano, which was an unfinished mission less than 10 miles away from the Alamo, which was just as historic and is still in its very original form with a pastor still living there in the living quarters and running a church service there. I mean, these things are everywhere in the state of Texas. Yeah. We have ghost towns. We have abandoned hotels that, you know, that someday people hope to bring back. And over 10 years of doing this show, we've seen some of these lost legends in Texas come back, and we've seen some of them fall down and fade away with time. But I tell you what, we're going into our 10th season of Expedition Texas coming up this fall. And for those who don't get one of the channels, we're on a lot of stations in Texas, but we also are nationwide on the Heartland TV network, which is what used to be TNN. Mm-hmm. And so if you're familiar with the TNN channel, which was on cable, we're nationwide on Heartland TV. and you can see Expedition Texas there. And if you don't get any of the channels that they're on, you can also see it online at YouTube. And we have a YouTube channel where we put all of our past episodes commercial free for you to go watch anytime you want to. So if you want to binge Expedition Texas, you can do that whether you get the channel or not.
That is awesome, man. And as big as Texas is, you got a lot of work ahead of you, I'm sure. You probably just getting started in 10 years of it.
Yeah, we'll never run out of ideas.
That's
that
awesome.
won't happen.
And I do believe a guy that I kind of did broadcasting because of, Ralph Emery, was on TNN too, wasn't he, with his show?
Oh yeah,
years ago.
Years and years and years. Yeah, he had Pop Goes the Country, and then later on Nashville Now, and a staple of TNN broadcasting. Yep. Absolutely.
We just recently lost him, and a great man, and one of the reasons I'm in broadcasting. And you're right, it gets in your blood, and boy, I'll tell you what, it is fun. I love doing these Thursday and Friday shows and getting to meet folks like you. It's been a blast.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. And, Ralph Emery came down and hosted our Texas Country Music Hall of Fame Awards show for many years. So
right?
Got a chance to meet Ralph and shake his hand and thank him for, his influence on my career. Because like anybody that's been in broadcasting, Ralph Emery kind of, if you were in country radio, he definitely was an influence.
Yes, absolutely, definitely. And thank you very much, Bob, for your time tonight. We appreciate it. And let everybody know where they can find you on social media. I've been looking at your website the whole interview, but let's let you tell it.
Well, y'all can go to bobmalden.com. That's BOBMAULDIN.com, and that's where you can link to all the ways you can buy the new album. If you're interested in Expedition Texas, just go to expeditiontexas.tv, and that's where you can connect up with all the social media there. We're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, just about anything you can think of. Facebook and Twitter is pretty much it right now. And you can look up at Expedition Texas or at Bob Malden and find us there, and we will be happy to just load you up with links and places you can go find what we do.
Boy, that sounds fantastic. I appreciate it once again. And the next song that I'm going to play is called Texas in a Chevy. We talked about that a little bit already, but there's a video soon to come, so be sure to hit me up with that link, and we will definitely get you on ICTV, Indie Country Television, playing that video as well.
Yes, sir, man. This is kind of inspired by Expedition Texas and all of our travels. It's a kind of looking around at Texas and some of the cool things we see along the way.
That is awesome. I appreciate it tonight, and your music's fantastic, man. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Bob Malden. This is called Texas in a Chevy. KICR Indie Country Radio. New country's best on New Music Friday.
San Antonio by the river at the break of day, watching the sunset over Galveston Bay. Baby, just pack your things, I'm ready to go today. And it'll be just you and me, driving the Lone Star State. I wanna see Texas in a Chevy with you. I stay so dang tired all the time. The bills, the kids, the job, and those deadlines. I need to unwind, to follow that yellow line. It'll be just you and me, driving the Lone Star State. I wanna see Texas in a Chevy with you. We don't have to know where we're going, we can just figure it out when we get there. Drift whichever way the wind is blowing. I can't wait to see the wind in your hair, seeing Texas in a Chevy with you. Tall East Texas pines caress the sky. When I kiss you, I see their reflection in your eyes. Let's just stay right here until the stars take over the sky. Make some time to rest. In the morning we'll head out west, seeing Texas in a Chevy with you. We don't have to know where we're going. We can just figure it out when we get there. Drift whichever way the wind is blowing. I can't wait to see the wind in your hair, seeing Texas in a Chevy with you. It'll be just you and me, driving the Lone Star State. I wanna see Texas in a Chevy, baby, wanna ride with you.
Once again, his name is Bob Mauldin. That is Mauldin. BobMauldin.com is his website. Texas in the Chevy is the song right there. And what a fantastic interview we just wrapped up. He is an awesome, awesome guy. Go check out BobMauldin.com because it will take you to Texas Expedition TV. And you'll be able to click that link and go right to it and be able to stream it and watch him talk about all these old places that he is going to all over the state of Texas and been doing it for the last 10 years. That is good stuff right there. Well, speaking of good stuff, this next artist is great. He is from Springfield, Missouri, just north of where I'm broadcasting live from in Branson, Missouri, the live entertainment capital of the world. We've got Jill Chase, who requested this next song in our live chat room tonight. How you doing, Jill? Hope you're enjoying the show so far. Good to have you and Mr. Ron Mador, another good friend of mine, in the chat room as well. They want to hear some Danny Terrell and his latest single. It is called Roots. You can check out the video to it on our TV channel, IndieCountryTelevision.com. Right now, it's on Indie Country Radio. New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
They're taking down that faded sign. They finally sold that old house of mine. Farmhouse, kitchen, and empty rooms. Big old tree from where I watched the moon. Hidden up high in them whispering leaves. Best of my childhood memories. Built from daddy's love and sweat. Filled with peace and my innocence. If those four walls got to talking, the stories they'd be recalling would tell you everything about who I am. I spent half my life dreaming out loud, 10 feet high above the ground. I grew wings like big boys do. That old abandoned treehouse gave me roots. Yeah, my roots. I remember Daddy cussing up a storm when that rusted hammer smashed his thumb. Mama bringing us some chicken and biscuits. Her sewing needle to dig out the splinters. A secret password if you want it in. A crooked ladder to an old rope swing. Summer rain dancing on the tin roof. Spin a bottle with a perfect view. If those four walls got to talking, the stories they'd be recalling would tell you everything about who I am. I spent half my life dreaming out loud, 10 feet high above the ground. I grew wings like big boys do. That old abandoned treehouse gave me roots. Yeah, my roots. Every board and every nail has its own story to tell. Ain't nothing but a minute growing up in man. The walls know everything. Yeah, everything. 'Cause I spent half my life dreaming out loud, 10 feet high above the ground. I grew wings like big boys do. That old abandoned treehouse gave me roots. Yeah, my roots. That old treehouse of mine, it gave me my roots. It gave me my roots. Yeah, my roots.
It's time for today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio, with Tim Kelly.
Pedal down for miles, can't seem to break the cycle. Yeah, typical night like this ends with one of us begging, the other one giving in. The same old saying, throw around the blame, but it's pretty clear to me right now you're still burning rubber down that road, and I ain't picked up the phone. I'm done starting over, just trying to find some closure. Like an old sad song, carved in vinyl, we do each other wrong, like it's going out of style. Tired of watching you go, praying that you would turn back around. I'm over those headlights, peeking through the dark night, coming back to work it out, so we can break up and make up and get back together. Like a broken record, we're spinning in a rut. I'm stuck on staying stuck. Every time we think we're starting new, the needle just falls right back in the same old groove. Been here before, heard the slamming door on your getaway truck outside, and your comeback, baby, give me one more try. I'm done starting over, and over and over and over. Like an old sad song, carved in vinyl, we do each other wrong, like it's going out of style. Tired of watching you go, praying that you would turn back around. I'm over those headlights, peeking through the dark night, coming back to work it out, so we can break up and make up and get back together. Like a broken record. Oh. Like an old sad song, we love each other wrong. A tragic melody, we always sing along. Like an old sad song, carved in vinyl, we do each other wrong, like it's going out of style. Tired of watching you go, praying that you would turn back around. I'm over those headlights, peeking through the dark night, coming back to work it out, so we can break up and make up and get back together. Like a broken record.
Making her radio debut tonight on KICR Indie Country Radio, and there you go. You get the needle on the record to end it with and to start it with. I love that. Her name is Gracie Shriver. The guide is Gracie with 2 E's at the end, Gracie Shriver, and that is called Like a Broken Record. You can check out the video to it on our TV channel, ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.com. We've got the best in new indie country music videos around the clock, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and we're adding more all the time. We just added this one this week. This next artist is R.T. Johnson. His brand new single is called Feel Good Again, and video to this on KICR and ICTV Indie Country Television. Right now it is on KICR Indie Country Radio.
Nowadays, I ain't afraid of what's on the radio. I don't drink the drink you gone. I guess I just let go and I don't slow down or think about turning around when I pass your house. Dark to gray, gray to blue. Suddenly that sun was shining. The web of pain that I was tangled up in began unwinding. It took some time, but I left behind the hurt I was in. Now it just feels good to just feel good again. My heart don't seem to skip a beat when I smell your perfume. Someone I pass looks or laughs a little bit like you do when I'm on this town. So when anyone asks how I'm doing now, I just smile and I tell them, dark to gray, gray to blue. Suddenly that sun was shining. The web of pain that I was tangled up in began unwinding. It took some time, but I left behind the hurt I was in. Now it just feels good to just feel good again. Oh, broken men, from every end there's bound to come a new beginning. We fly, we fall, but we always landed. Dark to gray, gray to blue. Suddenly that sun was shining. The web of pain that I was tangled up in began unwinding. It took some time, but I left behind the hurt I was in. Now it just feels good to just feel good again.
New country sounds like this.
I'd rather drink a hot beer, build a fire in the pouring rain, burn all of my fishing gear, then set sail in a hurricane.
And this.
I don't wanna be your good time girl, arm around my shoulder, shutting down your favorite bar.
And this.
99 Halo couldn't take you away.
You're listening to the best in new country music on KICR Indie Country Radio.
You might have said it first, beat me to the punch, boy. 3 little words that sum up the way you look at me, babe. Saying it right now, it's a little deeper. Just when I think I can, I love you more than any storm that's coming. Let the sky keep falling. Yeah, the world's got nothing on That's what I mean when I say I love you more. I look into your eyes and my heart starts dancing. Even when we fight, I can't stay mad, 'cause you make me laugh. And to this day it's nothing different. Not that it's a competition, but I love you more than any storm that's coming. Let the sky keep falling. Yeah, the world's got nothing on us. You won't scare me away, so bring on the rain. I love you more than any tide that's turning. Let the sun keep burning. No, it won't be perfect, but on the worst of our days, that's what I mean when I say I love you more. Swear I'm your biggest fan. Just when I think I can't, I love you more than any storm that's coming. Let the sky keep falling. Yeah, the world's got nothing on us. You won't scare me away, so bring on the rain. I love you more than any tide that's turning. Let the sun keep burning. No, it won't be perfect, but on the worst of our days, that's what I mean when I say I love you more. Yeah, I love you more.
Her name is Avery Anna. That is called I Love You More, and I love each and every one of you for tuning into the show, and we got a great radio chat room going on tonight. You can catch that live every Thursday and Friday on our website, KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. You'll see a heart symbol on our Spreaker Live radio player. Double tap that and you can like the show. I hope you do. I like you. And then you can double tap that little chat bubble right beside the heart that's bouncing around. Make yourself a free Spreaker account and come into our live chat room. Meet everybody in here, including yours truly. Request your favorite new indie country music. If I have it, I will sure play it. We've already had a couple of requests tonight, and you will maybe hear something that you've never heard before. It is New Music Friday, and lots of artists are making their debuts on the program tonight. This next artist made his debut actually last night on Triple Play Thursday. We're going to play his latest single like we did last night. It is called Tattoo. His name is Blake Harlow on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
She walked in on him, he walked out on her. Like dust in the wind, blowing away all they were. She'll try to get her feet back on solid ground, but for now, she's calling the shots two at a time, trying to drink him off her mind, throwing him back and letting it burn, wondering what's around that next turn. Tomorrow she won't know what to do. He's on her heart like a tattoo. Another hangover, another sleepless night. Every day thinking of giving up the fight. She's going through the motions on and on, figuring out where she went wrong. But tonight, she's gonna drown his memory. Yeah, she's calling the shots three at a time, trying to drink him off her mind, tipping it back and letting it burn, wondering what's around that next turn. she's calling her shots a fifth at a time, trying to drink him off her mind, tipping it back and letting it burn, wondering what's around that next turn. Tomorrow she won't know what to do. Yeah, tomorrow she won't know what to do. Yeah, he's on her heart like a tattoo. Like a tattoo.
Nobody knows new country
Like we know new country.
Indie Country Radio, new country's best.
Let me tell you all about it. Oh, yeah. She's a long, tall, high-heel country boy's dream. Looks like something off a movie screen. She was her mama and her daddy's darling pride and joy. The only little girl in a house full of boys. They gave her everything, no matter what it took. Only one thing missing, Lord, she can't cook. She can't cook, I don't care. She can make a passenger train stop and stare. Oh, she's fine, and she's mine. Me and that gal eat out all the time. I guess that you could say we're the perfect pair. She can't cook, and I don't care. She can build a fire, she can put up a tent. She even kicks down on half of the rent. Makes the best margaritas that you've ever had. When I stay out late, Lord, she never gets mad. When we go fishing, she baits her own hook. But we're eating sushi, 'cause she can't cook. She can't cook, I don't care. She can make a passenger train stop and stare. Oh, she's fine, and she's mine. Me and that gal eat out all the time. I guess that you could say we're the perfect pair. She can't cook, and I don't care. You know I don't. The pizza boys all fight to get to see who delivers. 'Cause when she opens the door, they all shake and they shiver. We get pizza for free, and they get a look. We're all happy that she can't cook. She can't cook, I don't care. She can make a passenger train stop and stare. Oh, she's fine, and she's mine. Me and that gal eat out all the time. I guess that you could say we're the perfect pair. She can't cook, and I don't care. I guess that you could say we're the perfect pair. She can't cook, and I don't care. Not at all. Mercy.
Oh my goodness, what a song that is. What a voice he's got. How about the deep voice? His name is Jody Medford. That is called She Can't Cook, and the rest of it is I Don't Care. You'll see why he don't care if you check out the video to that song. It is on ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.com. She's pretty good looking, so he doesn't really care. He'll take her out to sushi probably every night this week. That's right, I guarantee you. Mr. Philip Sanders is up next, good friend of ours from Midland, Texas. This is called Over a Beer on Today's Country with Tim Kelly on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Maybe I still got a chance.
best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Think about that now, baby. Well, I'd rather drink a hot beer, build a fire in the pouring rain, burn all of my fishing gear, then set sail in a hurricane, or go hunting with an empty gun, and see a once in a lifetime deer, or work a Saturday just for fun, and come home and drink a hot beer. I'm sorry.
Here's some back-to-back beer songs for you so you quit whining. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome to the second hour of Today's Country with yours truly, Tim Kelly, hosting the show. We are KICR Indie Country Radio, kicking it off in style in hour number 2 with Mr. Dylan Carmichael. He is the nephew of one John Michael Montgomery and Eddie Montgomery from Montgomery Gentry. Just got to perform a few months ago at the Grand Ole Opry at the Ryman Auditorium and fulfill a lifelong dream. He used to work security there. Now he got to play there. That is awesome, awesome stuff. Well, we've got more awesome stuff coming up in hour number 2, including a interview, my second one, with Miss Savannah Ray, also from the state of Texas, at the bottom of this hour. So be sure to stay tuned for that. 2 weeks from tonight, this next gentleman will be performing in front of thousands of fans at the Walmart Amphitheater in Rogers, Arkansas. Him and Alexandra Kay are going to be opening for Mr. Tim McGraw. April 29th is the date. Walmart Amphitheater, Rogers, Arkansas. Mr. Brandon Davis, his latest single is called Hits Different on Today's Country from KICR Indie Country Radio. New country's best.
On the radio, same truck rolling down a 2-lane road. Ain't much for changing the way God made it, but that's the way the world goes round. And now I still live out my day to day, still hit my knees at night and pray for this life I'm living, 'cause now you're in it. Yeah, it's the same, but it hits different. Now I ain't gotta change a single thing, 'cause since you came, all you do is bring the best out in me. And now I'm seeing a brand new way to spell S-A-N-D. It's always been this way in my mind till my last day. It's the way God meant it, 'cause now you're in it. Yeah, it's the same, but it hits different. Still go to church on Sunday, still crack a beer after work on Monday. Same old dog, just a few new tricks. Same old plans with a brand new spin. No, I ain't gotta change a single thing. Since you came, all you do is bring the best out in me. Now I'm seeing a brand new way to spell S-A-M-E. It's always been this way in my mind till my last day. It's the way God made it, 'cause now you're in it. It's the same, but it hits different. It's the same, but it hits different. That old L-O-V-E sounds so much better. Why, oh yeah. Now I ain't gotta change a single thing, 'cause since you came, all you do is bring the best out in me. And now I'm seeing a brand new way to spell S-A-M-E. It's always been this way in my mind till my last day. It's the way God made it, 'cause now you're in it. It's the same, but it hits different. Same song on the radio, same truck rolling down a 2-lane road. Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it?
Today's Country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do.
Today's Country.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country. New country. New country. New country.
We're about to hit the
Her name is Brittany Dixon. She is from Shreveport, Louisiana. We interviewed a little over a month ago, and she is fantastic. That is her latest single. It is called Ride Out. Boy, that's a great way to get the show going in hour number 2, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? This next artist is making his radio debut tonight on KICR Indie Country Radio. His name is Hunter Thomas. This is called Go for a Drive. I'm going to drive you home for the next 2 hours on today's country from KICR Indie Country Radio, new country's best on New Music Friday.
Something's been getting to you, and you're not in the talking mood. Everything raining down all at once, and it's starting to flood. So you walk out the door, start up your car, you go for a drive, middle of the night. The windows roll down and a song comes playing through the radio you haven't heard in a while. Coming in like an old memory through the night. Suddenly it all feels so right. You go for a drive. You go for a drive. The storm goes away, it all ends. Let the rain wash away all our sins. 'Cause you're in and you're out, you're up and you're down, just one more time through the heart of this town. You go for a drive, middle of the night. Windows roll down and a song comes playing through the radio you haven't heard in a while. Coming in like an old memory through the night. Suddenly it all feels so right. You go for a drive. You go for a drive. Go for a drive, middle of the night. The windows roll down and a song comes playing through the radio you haven't heard in a while. Coming in like an old memory through the night. Suddenly it all feels so right. You go for a drive. You go for a drive.
New and exciting.
Broadcasted live from Spreaker.com and iHeartRadio.
I said I ain't ready. The timing ain't right, slow and steady. Don't wanna rush through life, but those big city nights and midtown lights, no one knows what I'm missing. Driving 495 for the 50th time, something's gotta give in. I wanna feel the wind blowing through my hair, windows down with no cares. Turn the radio on and the world off, let the music navigate on the highway. On the highway. Use overthinking, enough time wasted, a song's worth singing. If the picture's worth being painted, leaving home to be free, yeah, now betting on me. A life's worth of living. Ask forgiveness, not permission. I wanna feel the wind blowing through my hair. Windows down with no cares. Turn the radio on and the world off. Let the music navigate on the highway. On the highway. My bags are packed. There's no turning back. Put out that driveway for the last time. I'm leaving home. Everything I know to prove that I'm wrong. And now I feel the wind blowing through my hair. Windows down with no cares. Turn the radio on and the world off. Let the music navigate. The wind blowing through my hair. Windows down with no cares. Turn the radio on and the world off. Let the music navigate on the highway. Let the music navigate on the highway. On the highway.
There's a perfect song for what we've been talking about in our chat room. Just drive, go down the highway, turn the radio up, let the wind blow through your hair. Don't even have to get on the highway. Take the back roads, ladies and gentlemen. That's the best way to do it. That young lady followed me on TikTok, and that is her debut single. It is called Highway. Her name is Lexi, Lexi, Lexi Jordan. Go follow her on Twitter. Tell her at Tim Kelly on Air sent you. That is her debut single, and she's got another song soon to come out called Blame, and we'll have that one real soon as well. What's it been? About 10-15 minutes since I played a whiskey song? Yeah, that's probably about right. Let's do another one. This is the EXP Band. It is called Whiskey Makes Me on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on New Music Friday.
When I went on down to the festival and I met a girl, this is what I was told. She said, "Around here, we drink alcohol." Well, like I said, if it's brown, it's down. We're gonna crank that music and play it loud, cause there ain't no way to fake me. It's the way the whiskey makes me. Whiskey makes me 10 feet tall. Whiskey makes me invincible. Make it a double in a glass real tall. The way it shakes me, whiskey makes me. Yeah. Well, 1 and 1 equals 2 and 2 1 doubles makes you feel loose. We're gonna have a damn good time tonight. So grab your glass, then grab the ice. We're gonna grab that bottle for a damn good time, cause there ain't no way to fake me. It's the way the whiskey makes me. Whiskey makes me 10 feet tall. Whiskey makes me invincible. Make it a double in a glass real tall. The way it shakes me, whiskey makes me. Doubles for the night is through. Like I said, if it's brown, it's down. Well, some like Jack or Jim, but cabin fever's where I begin, cause there ain't no way to fake me. It's the way the whiskey makes me. Whiskey makes me 10 feet tall. Whiskey makes me invincible. Make it a double in a glass shakes me, whiskey makes me. Oh yeah!
You're listening to Tim Kelly on Indie Country Radio.
And I'm thinking about where you are. Thinking never got me far. With a whiskey glass half empty, and I play it all through my mind, singing just to make you smile. So you'll miss me and maybe kiss me. And I don't want to change or stay the same. I want to let you go, I want to make you stay. I want to sing along and I want to hold my tongue, what I'm trying to say. 'Cause baby, I'm not alright, but I'm okay. And I order them nice and strong, floating just like a star through the neon light I lean on. 'Cause I'm drinking myself to sleep every other night of the week till I see you and maybe dream you. And I don't want to change or stay the same. I want to let you go, I want to make you stay. I want to sing along and I want to hold my tongue, what I'm trying to say. 'Cause baby, I'm not alright, but I'm okay. Where'd you go? I wanna find you, wanna hold you, wanna know. Where did you go? Where'd you go? I wanna find you, wanna hold you, wanna know. Oh, where did you go? And I don't wanna change or stay the same. I wanna let you go, I wanna make you stay. I wanna sing along and I wanna hold my tongue, what I'm trying to say. 'Cause baby, I'm not alright, but I'm okay. Yeah, baby, I'm not alright, but I'm okay.
They are a great country music duo from the state of Texas. They are Shotgun Rider. That is called I'm Not Alright. Well, I'm doing just fine. Glad to have you guys tuned in and listening to the program as well. How you liking New Music Friday? We're only about halfway through the show. More music is coming straight ahead, and another great radio interview with Miss Savannah Ray. Our second one is coming up shortly as well. Mr. Todd Cameron is up next. This is called Just Add You on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
There's a fire-red sunset here on the beach, a case of cold ones, some sand on my feet. One step away from a dang near perfect view. Gotta just add you. It could be 100 miles down with 100 more to go. Singing long gone country on a
Gotta just add your blue-eyed smile that lights up a room at ride or die wild side with nothing to lose. 'Cause one on their own's pretty good, but it ain't as good as two. So girl, here's the truth. Yeah, I could go it alone, but tell me why would I want to? Yeah, 'cause life gets better whenever I just add you. I'm out shooting down shots with all of my friends, but my eyes on the door for when you walk in. Got some long necks and limes and a song that needs dancing to. Gotta just add you, gotta just add your blue-eyed smile that lights up a room at ride or die wild side with nothing to lose. 'Cause one on their own's pretty good, but it ain't as good as two. So girl, here's the truth. Yeah, I could go it alone, but tell me why would I want to? Yeah, 'cause life gets better whenever I just add you. But it's like God knew that all I needed to do was just add your blue-eyed smile that lights up a room at ride or die wild side with nothing to lose. 'Cause one on their own's pretty good, but it ain't as good as two. So girl, here's the truth. Yeah, I could go it alone, but tell me why would I want to? Yeah, 'cause life gets better whenever I just add. Life gets better whenever I just add. Life gets better whenever I just add you. Gotta just add you.
New country sounds like this.
Hey moon, I'm giving it all that I got. Hey moon, I'm down to my last shot.
And this.
Felt like living and I felt like dying. Oh, come on back to me.
And this.
Hey, pretty boy, you were pretty sure it was gonna work out for you.
You're listening to the best in new country music on KICR, Indie Country Radio.
Hear the gathering winds, 1,000 roaring engines, and laughter and children at play carried 7 of them away. Here's a place we come to share a thing that happened here, and 7 stone benches help remember in the hearts of Oklahoma. Now everything is fine out here in Oklahoma, under the bluest sky you'll ever find. Think we'll be alright out here in Oklahoma. There's mercy in the passing of time, and everything's fine. April evil hit this town, came with a thundering sound, and fear was found in the heartland Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. 168 chairs, each for the ones who remain here, stand in the place of the Murrah and the hearts of Oklahoma. Now everything is fine out here in Oklahoma, under the bluest sky you'll ever find. Think we'll be alright out here in Oklahoma. There's mercy in the passing of time, and everything's fine.
out here in Oklahoma, under the bluest sky you'll ever find. Think we'll be alright out here in Oklahoma. There's mercy in the passing of time, and everything is fine. Everything is fine. Now everything is fine. Under the bluest sky, a place we've come to share things that happen here in Oklahoma.
That is called In Oklahoma. The artist on that is Michael Lusk. It was written by Randall Ellis. He's the gentleman that sent me that song, and a great job on that on both ends. I have interviewed Mr. Michael Lusk. He is an amazing artist. Great vocals. Miss Savannah Ray has great vocals too, and she's live with us tonight on the radio. How are you, my friend?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. Our second radio interview. Can you believe it?
I know. Look at us.
That's right. Great to have you back, man. I've been loving your music. Your new stuff is fantastic.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Glad you like it.
Absolutely. First song's called Pushing Up Daisies. At least I'm not doing that yet, so that's good.
That's always a plus.
Yes, absolutely. We'll talk about that and how that song came about in just a little bit. But I believe your first single that I ever played was called Typical Texas Girl. And you are a Texas girl. You're from San Antonio.
Yes, I am. Yes.
And you have been a busy Texas girl of late. And I'm looking at your schedule on the website. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, too. But you're pretty booked up.
Man, I was telling my mom in the car the other day, it really dawned on me that I had only been home for 2 consecutive days over the course of 2.5 months.
Wow.
It's been wild.
Well, we were just talking off the air. I was telling you how busy I've been now doing radio and programming television as well. We brought back ICTV, Indie Country Television, and working a full-time gig as well. And I need to find some time to go fishing, and I'm making that time next week. I was going to go today, but that didn't happen. So next Wednesday I'm going, and you told me you're ready too as well.
Oh, I'm ready. I was looking at the calendar. I was like, all right, I got like 4 or 5 days off. I'm going fishing. It's happening. I'm going to make it happen.
That's awesome. You are a typical Texas girl, and I love that. Tell us about growing up in San Antonio. I guess you were born and raised around there?
Yep. Born and raised. Lived in a little town right outside of it called Bernie as well. Mm-hmm. So I kind of identify that as my hometown. And I mean, Texas is it's literally like a whole different world down there. We are, we're quite proud of our state.
Yes.
We have some of the most state pride, so it's pretty funny. I always say that you'll know somebody's from Texas within 5 minutes of meeting them because they will tell you that they're
absolutely.
from Texas.
Yep. Well, and there's always signs, you look for that star and the Dallas Cowboys and all of that stuff, and we got a lot of those here in Missouri too. Branson, Missouri got a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans too, so.
Oh yeah. We love the Cowboys.
Yep.
We love the Cowboys.
And
I
was a huge fan back in the 90s when Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, all those guys were playing because I lived in southeast Oklahoma, real close to Sherman, Texas, up in the northeast part of Texas. And and I've been to Lubbock and I've been all over Texas. My wife's from Dallas and Fort Worth. And,
awesome.
And her family is too, so we've went down there many times visiting and love it down there. And there is some great country music, some great barbecue, and some great fishing. It's got it all.
Oh yeah. We love our country music down there, and it's really cool too because I feel like Texas country music is honestly like its own kind of like genre or something. It's such a different world down there.
Yeah. It is. And, I tell people this all the time on the radio station that we have here. We get most of our music comes from 2 places. That's Texas and Canada, believe it or not. Canada loves country music as well.
Yes, they do. I'm trying to work on a few gigs up there in Canada. That would be awesome to do because I see how much they love it over there, and there's so many great artists that are coming out of Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm looking at your schedule, and in a couple of days, you're going to be doing a thing called Country Fest in Augusta, Georgia. They just played the Masters there not too long ago. Could I ask a favor? Would you go out on the driving range and just get me a golf ball from over there that's been on Augusta and send it to me? That would be cool. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that.
Shoot, I'll do it.
I bet you would. Yeah. Why leave when you can get thrown out? That's my motto too.
Exactly. My motto is also ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell me a little bit about that gig though, Country Fest. Were you asked to do that? Did you put in for that?
Yeah. I mean, most of my gigs, I'm asked to do, which is really, really awesome, and it's really great that I am at that point now. Instead of me kind of throwing booking here and booking there, and throwing all the emails out and stuff. So thankfully, I have a lot of great contacts, and a lot of people, they're kind of, I guess, hearing my name from around town and whatnot lately. So very, very grateful for that they started to, reach out. Hey, would you like to play this? Would you, be interested in performing at this spot? And I, of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dream to get to, to this point that we're currently at. So only up from here, I guess.
Yeah. You were just in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I've been there many times. Blaine Howard, a good artist friend of mine that we plays from there. His mom lives there. We went to junior high school together. Love Hot Springs, Arkansas. And my 11th wedding anniversary, I went on a dinner cruise there to Lake Hamilton. That was a blast, too. So.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, Hot Springs is really, really awesome. Yeah. It's such a cool town. We actually got to look at the town, I guess, during the day right before the show, which I'm always happy whenever we get to do that, whenever we have time to actually go be a tourist for a little bit. Mm-hmm. So that was a really cool town.
Yeah, love it. Well, you're getting all over the map as far as getting out there and getting booked in shows, and that is great. But tell us kind of how it all started. I'm looking at your bio, and not long after age 11, you enrolled in vocal and guitar lessons, and it just kind of took off from there, maybe?
Yeah, I probably give the love of music to my parents. They just introduced me to everything at such a young age. They started taking me to concerts when I was around 10 and 11, and they were actually more rock concerts. And I remember I saw Evanescence on stage, and the lead singer of Evanescence, her name is Amy Lee. She's incredible. I just kind of fell in love with the whole concert experience and looking at her perform, and I told my mom and my dad, I was like, hey, I want to do what she's doing. And thankfully they took me seriously and enrolled me into vocal and guitar lessons when I was 12 years old, and the rest was kind of history. I think the first time I got on stage was when I was 12 as well, played my first show, and I was like, yep, this is it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And your dad is a huge supporter of you because he pays close attention to what we do too on the station. And when I post you in my playlist, and I'll tag you and your dad and your promoter, Miss Paula, she's awesome, who set this interview up again tonight. And
yes.
Ablaze Entertainment, love those folks. And so it's a great relationship that you guys all have in helping support each other and further your music career, and that's just great to see.
Yeah, I really honestly would not be where I am at this point in my career without either of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Well, you've gotten to do some really cool things in your music career. In 2016, you got to open for Jason Aldean. What was that like?
Really, really great. Jason is just such an incredible artist, the one that I look up to. He's that country rock edge that I absolutely love, and that's the way that I'm going as well with a lot of this new music that I have coming out, and a lot of unreleased stuff as well. It's that country rock, it's that really, really organic instrumentation, but heavy on the guitar, and I just love the blend of the two. Those have always been my two main genres. Obviously, country is my number one, but I love rock music, and that's what I was introduced to at such a young age. Going to all those rock concerts, and so to mix the two is so fun. And I feel like he does that really, really well. So to see it all live and in person, I'm actually playing a show with him in June in Wisconsin.
Okay,
so that'll be really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I'm probably seeing that. I just didn't scroll down enough. Yeah, June 25th looks like Country Fest in Wisconsin, too. How about that?
Yeah, I think we got Jason Aldean, Gabby Barrett, Michael Ray. Yeah. We got a whole bunch of people. Yeah, it's a 3-day festival. It's going to be huge.
That is cool. I love it. Let me ask you this, too. You've been on American Music Awards, made appearances there, and on NBC's The Voice. Now, did you try out for The Voice, and did you make a team?
Yes, I did try out for The Voice. No, I didn't make the team.
Wow. Okay, Blake, I'll get with him. I lived in Ada, Oklahoma, where he's from for 20 years. Try it again.
I'm not the biggest fan of the TV shows anymore, but that's all right.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I hardly have time to watch it now. We talked about how busy we are before we got on the air tonight. So I don't get to see it much. But, you know, one thing about The Voice and other shows like the American Idol, America's Got Talent, when somebody doesn't make it or, you know, gets kicked off. I mean, we got Cassie Joy from Kansas City, Missouri that I absolutely love. And Blake sent her home one night. And she's phenomenal. She could have won that program. But, you know, that doesn't stop that artist from making their music. It actually propels them a little bit, I think, to keep going and come back even stronger and really kill it and work harder at their craft. Do you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many artists, too, that have been on shows like that have come off and have been even more successful, you know, than maybe somebody that actually won the show. So it's just, you know, you never really know. And, I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's reality TV at the end of the day.
Yep.
And so, I mean, it's just, it's a fun show, though, you know, to see a lot of new talent and a lot of cool voices and all that. But honestly, when I stopped watching The Voice, I think it was season 3. Something like that. Okay. It's just, you know, it's hard to, you said that we're so busy. I literally can't even remember the last time I was watching a TV show.
Wow. That's wild. So you haven't seen Yellowstone or any of that?
I have seen Yellowstone. I will make an exception for Yellowstone.
Okay, yes. There you go.
I haven't finished it, but I have seen up to like season 4.
Yeah, there you go. I had this feeling you were the Yellowstone type. We are too at our house.
Yeah, I haven't seen all of it. I haven't seen 1883 yet. But we'll get there eventually.
You know, speaking of 1883, that brings up an artist that one of the indie artists that we're playing on the radio in a couple of weeks is going to be opening for Tim McGraw, Brandon Davis, if you've heard that name.
Yeah, he actually lives where I live.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, we both live in Chattanooga. I haven't made the connection quite yet, but eventually it's probably going to happen. I mean, we live in the same town, and there's not a whole lot of country music in Chattanooga, strangely enough. But I think he's probably the biggest artist that we have down there, so I'll definitely have to make that connection. He's great.
He is, and I'll tell you what, his wife is such a supporter of him. Her name is Destiny.
Oh, yes.
And he does these Facebook Lives, and he told about how they met. He met her on Facebook, just under the people you may know, and he's scrolling through there, and he goes, "Oh, she's kind of cute. I think I'm gonna, you know, see what her deal is and ask her out or friend request her." And it ended up they get married. She had 2 kids. He had 2 kids from a previous marriage. So now they're a family of 6. And she supports him so much in his music. She told him to get on TikTok and start making these TikToks. Right. And that has really worked for him, and it works for a lot of you guys because I'm on that app all the time, and I have done so many interviews and found so much new music from just those little 15-second snippets that y'all put on TikTok. So I love that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I always call TikTok my dumpster fire. I post anything and everything on there, whatever I want.
Yeah.
But it's such a fun app, and it definitely is a great way to get music out there. Yeah. Especially if the algorithm takes it and runs with it, then it's just, you're golden.
That's it, you know, and yeah, some of these artists have done what they call going viral. I think like 1 million views is what it takes or something like that. And then, you know, 1,000 followers, and you can start doing lives on TikTok, and, you know, and they're doing their acoustic thing with their guitars and telling those stories behind the songs. And that's why I like doing these interviews, because that's what I want to hear. I get to hear the music all the time. But when we get to do these interviews with you like we are tonight, we actually get to hear those stories, and that's what I love.
So, right, exactly.
Tell me our first story. How did this song Pushing Up Daisies come about?
Pushing Up Daisies was a song that I've actually had in my back pocket for a while, like years and years and years, and I was just waiting for the right kind of moment to put it out, and I was kind of toying with this idea of doing a Spanglish version of it, where I do, you know, half in English and half in Spanish, and I was trying to find like the right song to do this Spanglish thing with, and I just remembered, oh yeah, what about Pushing Up Daisies? I wonder if that would work. Mm-hmm. And there just so happened to be some really, really cool guitar licks in that song that actually kind of lent it more to that Spanish style, and I was like, this is literally perfect. I could not have picked a better song to do this with.
That is awesome.
And so I gave it to my producer, and we just cut the tracks, cut my vocal, and it was out of there so fast. I was like, perfect. So I love that song. It's such a fun song for sure, and it's catchy. I will say it's very catchy.
Yeah, and folks are going to find that out here in just a moment. But isn't that true of folks like yourself that, you know, have a bunch of songs in your files and writing your own material, that some of those songs kind of sit around, maybe we say collecting dust, you know, for 8-10 years even, I've heard artists say, and then all of a sudden, you know, it comes back around and they pull that out of a file and like, man, I really need to do something with this one. And then all of a sudden, boom, it hits radio and there it goes.
Yeah, it's really funny how it works out like that, just because, you know, I'm writing a lot, and I'm writing a lot with other people as well, and so it's also easy to lose track of what you've written, and so you really have to have like a database and a file system of like, you know, okay, this is what I've written, here's the voice memo for it, here's the lyrics, you know, sort of thing, and write it down, because there's been so many songs that I've written, and I kind of just, okay, cool, I'll come back to that later, completely forgot about it until I'm like, what was that one song that I did that other day? Let me go look that up. And I'll look it up, and I'm like, wow, this is actually really kind of good. Like, I should really, you know, either work on this more, or if it's already finished, you know, put it out or something. Let's figure out how to record it. There's been so many songs, and a few of them come to mind that are unreleased that are actually some of my management's favorites, everybody that I've played it for favorites as well. And I'm like, glad I remembered about that one.
Right. Let me ask you this, too, about your writing style. Now, are you more of a lyricist, or do you have to hear the hook first and then put the lyrics together, or kind of how do you do it?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Every single song that I write is different, especially if I'm writing with other people, then I kind of, you know, vibe with what they want to do and whatnot. But if I'm strictly writing by myself, every single time is different. Sometimes I'll just play some chords, hum some melodies over top of that. I'm a big melody person, so if it's a catchy melody, I'm like, perfect, I'll write some words around that. Sometimes I'll come up with a title first. Sometimes I'll have like some sort of hook going on. Sometimes it'll literally just be like a guitar riff that I have in my head, and I'm like, okay, let me try to situate this. So it's different every single time.
Now, do you make time to write, or does it kind of just come to you and things that happen in your life, or something that's going on in Texas, or country back roads and all that stuff that happens in country music? You know, things like that around you to inspire you. Is that what you write about, or do you plan to write and just sit down and do co-writes or that kind of thing?
It's honestly both. Sometimes I will think of like a great idea in the shower, and I'll, you know, write it down real fast, like still hair dripping, you know, and everything. And I'm like, okay, let me, like, you know, get this down before I forget it. And then other times I do have to plan, because I've been pretty busy lately. And so I will have to actually carve out that time and be like, okay, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to, like, you know, try to come up with something. And then, you know, if it's like a co-write or something, then that is scheduled. That
is awesome. You know, and that's what really keeps folks on the radio, is if they come out with something fresh every several months, you know, 3 or 4 months, that radio's going to love, and you know that it's going to be great, you know, to put that out there. But it's a lot of work, isn't it? This song, Pushing Up Daisies, is 3 minutes and 31 seconds long, but it's a lot more work than that, isn't it?
It is so much work. Yeah, it's insane, just the amount of work. You know, people think, I guess, it's just, write the song and then go record it.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, yeah. But there's so many more layers to that, you know, and especially if you want a really, really great product, you know, hiring like the session players to come in, getting the studio, getting the producers, the engineers, all of that, having, you know, your day of tracking for just the band, coming back, sitting with it, you know, for a little bit, coming back to the studio, you record your vocals, sending off to mixing, mastering, wait, you know, a few weeks until it's done.
Yep.
Then you got your cover art, if you're going to do a music video for it, and your sort of marketing plan going around. Like, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's so much work, too, and especially, too, with the way that iTunes and Spotify and all the digital platforms work, you know, they have to have a lot of a lead time before, you know, it's going to be out there. You know, they require however many weeks in advance putting it out there. So you have to be really ahead of the curve there.
Absolutely. And I've heard Brandon and his wife Destiny say, and a lot of other artists too, that this thing they've got going on now called pre-saving the song really helps give it some push before it hits radio, doesn't it?
Yeah. Pre-save has definitely helps for sure. Unfortunately for me, I haven't done a whole lot of that because a lot of my songs have been a little bit last minute because for some reason somebody somewhere needed it at that point in time, and I was like, well, all right, and I'll be like, okay, I'll release it, like I'll send it to the stores like a week before it needs to go live or whatever, which is very, very last minute. But thankfully, I'm not I'm not doing anything last minute anymore. But it's the pre-saves really, really do help. And everybody looks at numbers. It's all about numbers. How many streams you have on Spotify, what your monthly listeners at, like the playlist, the this and the that. So it's definitely something that's a little bit difficult about getting your music out there and whatnot, and because that's what apparently I guess people care about is the numbers and all the business people up in Nashville, which is unfortunate that it's all kind of a numbers game, but it makes sense. It makes sense because they want to see people are liking your stuff and they're liking your songs and they're streaming it and they're listening to it and they're connecting with it, so it makes sense. It's just frustrating as an artist when you're trying to get yourself out there.
Well, I'll tell you what. Miss Paula from Ablaze Entertainment sure makes sure that we get it as soon as it comes out and it's ready for you to send it out. She gets it to us first, and so we love that. Love getting the new music out there for the folks, and that's why I even renamed this show on a Friday night. I call it New Music Friday now. Many of the songs that I play are debuting on this station for the very first time and getting radio airplay sometimes for the very first time. So we love that about that. That's
awesome. Thank you.
Let me ask you this too. Where did you go to record this Spanglish kind of style? Let's give a shout out to that recording studio for Pushing Up Daisies.
Yeah, I recorded that in Nashville at Soundstage Studios with my producer Jeff Huskins, and it was such a blast. The studio itself is incredible. It's such an awesome space, and everyone records there. Every single artist has recorded there or is still currently recording there. So it's such a cool place to be able to do some of my songs in there. And that's where Pushing Up Daisies was created.
Well, they're all fantastic, and I'll tell you what, we're going to push play on it right now. If you can hang out just a few more minutes, I want to come back and talk about another thing that you recently did. We're not going to give it away just yet, but Savannah Ray's, you're going to get instant feedback too in our live chat room on Pushing Up Daisies with Savannah Ray on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Trying to track me down, say you miss me, wanna
Her name is Savannah Benz. That is called Pushing, Savannah Benz. We were talking about Savannah Benz. You're Savannah Ray. I get my Savannahs mixed up tonight. I've interviewed them all, ladies and gentlemen. Savannah Ray, Pushing Up Daisies right there. I will be if I keep this up. That's good stuff right there. They love the song, too, in our chat room.
Oh, awesome.
Absolutely.
That makes me happy.
Now, you had something really cool happen to you just recently. You were at the Mar-a-Lago resort that former President Donald Trump owns, and I think you got to do the national anthem or something out there for him?
Yes. So they were actually hosting a kind of fundraiser type dinner type thing event for hopefully soon to be Governor Carrie Lake of Arizona. And Carrie is actually endorsed by Trump, and so they were hosting this benefit, and they asked me if I wanted to come and sing the national anthem, and then also come and sing a military song of my own that we'll be releasing hopefully pretty soon here. It's a ballad, and it was such an incredible experience, I will say, just meeting Carrie, meeting President Trump, and then meeting everybody in the entire room there at Mar-a-Lago. It was absolutely insane. I kind of felt like a fish out of water because it's just, so many very influential people and, people that are just making a big difference in, the country. So it was pretty crazy, and I was definitely a little bit starstruck for sure. Definitely one of the biggest things that I've done.
You look like you had a great time, and you were dressed up really, really nice. Looked like a princess, and all the pictures that I saw on social media were fantastic. So congratulations. Yeah, that was awesome.
I had to clean up a little bit.
Yeah,
Could have worn the cowboy boots to that one.
Yep. Wash your hands after catching all them fish kind of thing, right?
For real, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, it has been a great interview tonight. And Savannah Ray, tell us where we can find you on social media.
Sure, you can find me on any social media at The Savannah Ray, thesavannahray.com, and Savannah Ray on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. And that's R-A-E.
Yep, my daughter is in the live chat room, and I was just going to say that. Her name is Desiree, and her last is R-A-E as well, just like yours.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep, she was the one trying to call me when you were getting ready to call me on the phone. So we got Desiree, we got Savannah Ray tonight, both in the radio program. So that's good stuff. Well, it was sure fun to have you. My Heartache Today, we're going to go out with this single. Tell me about this one real quick.
Yeah, this one is one that I wrote, and I was just really, really feeling it. It's a rock and country song is what it is, and that's, more of the way that I'm going with my music. Like I said before, that organic instrumentation, very heavy on the guitar, kind of like a Miranda Lambert meets Koa Wetzel meets Gretchen Wilson type thing. And so I'm just really, really excited about it, and to continue to release, this type of music and this kind of it's like a Texas country red dirt sort of thing. But also still, it's still kind of like radio friendly kind of stuff. So I don't know. It's whatever genre Savannah Ray is.
There you go. Well, we're not only radio friendly, but we're TV friendly too. And your video to Typical Texas Girl is playing on our TV channel. So don't forget, if you make another video to one of your songs, and I know that's a big, long process too, but we'd sure love to put one of them on the TV channel for you and update your latest single that you make a video to. That'd be awesome as well.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I definitely have one coming for y'all very soon.
That'll work. Miss Savannah Ray, this is called My Heartache Today on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Every woman wants to know you, and every man wants to be you. In this bar with a little grin and Wranglers looking finer than sin. You're probably known as a cowboy Casanova with that southern charm. You're well aware of how this works, but you ain't fresh off of that farm. Alright. talking as you speak. I see why they all fail easily. You spin me around this big old dance floor, swinging at me one more. I know I should keep my guard up, but you in that pearl snap shirt had me thinking about forever, and I know I'm gonna learn. As we move across this place, I feel electricity. All those red lights turn to green as you crash into me. I can't see it clearly now. You're gonna be a heartache, gonna be a heartache. Ain't no one like you around. You're gonna be a mistake, such a damn mistake. All the morning girls used to warn me about your wild and crazy ways, but I can't see it clearly now. You're gonna be a heartache, gonna be my heartache today. I can't see it clearly now. You're gonna be a heartache, gonna be a heartache. Ain't no one like you around. You're gonna be a mistake, such a damn mistake. All the mother girls used to warn me about your wild and crazy ways. I can't see it clearly now. You're gonna be a heartache, gonna be my heartache today. You're gonna be my heartache today.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Hey, 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 I wanna love you. Hey, I wanna hug you. I wanna tease you. Hey, I wanna squeeze you. So come on back to me. Hey, I've been thinking what I've been missing. I've been thinking, ooh, you've been kissing. So come on back to me. Well, you looked at me and I began to melt. Well, you touched my hand and this is what I felt. Yeah, I kinda felt like living, felt like trying, felt like living, and I felt like dying. Oh, come on back to me. Hey, 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 I'm gonna love you. Hey, 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 I'm gonna love you. Hey, hey, I wanna kiss you. Hey, 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 and I wanna squeeze you. Hey, 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 I've been thinking. Hey, hey, what I've been missing. Hey, I've been thinking. Hey, ooh, you've been kissing. Hey, well, you looked at me and I began to melt. Well, you touched my hand and this is what I felt. Yeah, I kinda felt like living, felt like trying, felt like living, and I felt like dying. Oh, come on back to me. Come on back to me. Yeah, I kinda felt like living, felt like trying, felt like living, and I felt like dying. Oh, come on back to me. Come on back to me. Hey, 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 hey.
What a way to kick off hour number 3. Mr. Jonathan Lynn right there with his latest single. It is called Come Back to Me. And come back to me for this last hour. It's going to be a fantastic hour of music as well. Glad to have you tuned in for hour number 3. We just wrapped up our second radio interview tonight. Miss Savannah Ray. She is a typical Texas girl. She is fantastic. Savannah Ray, RAE.com is her website. And you can check her out all over this radio station and television on ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.com as well. Miss Savannah Benz got some talking about in the interview as well. Her name, Savannah, has one N in it. Savannah Benz, like the Mercedes-Benz. This is called Without You on today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Teardrops falling on my face, but all you do is walk away from your mistakes. You might have hurt me now, but never again. And all I got left is my faith, but I'm clothed in strength, so I'm on my way. I'm on my way, 'cause I will stand up. I will hold myself together. I won't cry because I know I'll be alright. And I am stronger now. I won't let you bring me down. Even though it's all been hell, I've made it through. And so I'm moving on without you. Your words keep coming back to me. The more I try to leave them behind, I gotta switch the station by changing the dial. And through the storms and through the rain, I've learned you gotta sing through the pain, through the pain. 'Cause I will stand up. I will hold myself together. I won't cry because I know I'll be alright. And I am stronger now. I won't let you bring me down. Even though it's all been hell, I've made it through. So I'm moving on without you. What you've been through doesn't define you, but it's made you who you are today. 'Cause I will stand up. I will hold myself together. I won't cry because I know I'll be alright. I am stronger now. I won't let you bring me down. Even though it's all been hell, I made it through. So I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Yeah, I'm moving on without you.
Nobody knows new country
like we know new country.
Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Every time in the morning when I open my eyes, girl, all I see is you. And when I get up and look in the mirror, it's you that I always see. You know I'm living in a world without you, and it seems I'm never going anywhere. But just the thought of you always on my mind makes things a little brighter every day. Now the sun's going down and there's a chill in the air, but just the thought of you warms my heart. I'll be alone, girl, tonight, just thinking of you makes it right. I'm living in a world without you, and it seems I'm never going anywhere. But just the thought of you always on my mind makes things a little brighter every day. I'm living in a world without you.
His name is Keith Bradford. That is called Living in a World Without You, and great traditional country music on the radio. Love that one on New Music Friday. Mr. Adam Sanders is up next. This is called Just Need One on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio. New country's best on New Music Friday.
Girl, don't rush off the phone. I know it's getting late, but while I got you, hear me out. I got a lot to say. I've been sitting here wondering where we went wrong since you've been gone. If you gotta go, I get it. But girl, if you got a minute, I just need one to prove that we ain't done. I know we said we were gonna hang it up, but baby, don't hang up. Yeah, I can love you back if you can back off letting your leaving run. I don't need every chance there is under this missing you, son. Baby, I just need one. It just took one mistake for me to realize I didn't want to make that one again in my life. Be a hell of a heartbreak if I had to set you free. You might find somebody new, but girl, when it comes to me, I just need one to prove that we ain't done. I know we said we were gonna hang it up, but baby, don't hang up. Yeah, I can love you back if you can back all the letting your leaving run. I don't need every chance there is under this missing you, son. Oh, 'cause baby, I just need one. If it's over, girl, I get it, but if there's a shot at a future with you
Girl, I just need you. Yeah, I know we said we were gonna hang it up, but that's one thing that I can't do. Yeah, I can love you back if you can back all the letting your leaving run. I don't need every chance there is under this missing you sun. Baby, I just need one. I just need one. Oh, baby, I just need one. I just need one.
In a world, there was one man, Tim Kelly, and there was only one radio station, Indie Country Radio.
He's bad news, 6'5" with a couple tattoos, a smoking habit and a drinking problem. Sounds like he's my Prince Charming. Blames his on his checkered past, like his DUI from his last relapse. If he spent a couple nights in the county jail, well, somebody gave me a wedding veil. I can't change them, I can't fix them, but damn, I sure can pick them. Pick up the tab when they ain't got a dime, picking up problems that ain't even mine, picking them up even though I know better. I'm just picking up trash and calling it treasure. I'm picking up trash and calling it treasure. I tried making nice with the yes ma'am types, the kind I know my mama likes, but I like good times, not good manners, so I go on back to my low standards and pick up the tab when they ain't got a dime, picking up problems that ain't even mine, picking them up even though I know better. I'm just picking up trash and calling it treasure. I'm picking up trash and calling it treasure. One too many shot of whiskey doers, the prescription pill abusers. Well, I always seem to choose them and pick up the tab when they ain't got a dime, picking up problems that ain't even mine, picking them up even though I know better, picking them up even though I know better, picking up the tab when they ain't got a dime, picking up problems that ain't even mine, picking them up even though I know better. I'm just picking up trash and calling it treasure. I'm picking up trash and calling it treasure. I can't change them, I can't fix them, but damn, I sure can pick them.
Her name is Mary Heather Hickman. You can check out the video to Treasure on ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.com. Picking up trash and calling it treasure. That's how you found me, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? No, I'm just kidding. You found me. I don't know how you found me, but you can find me everywhere on social media at Tim Kelly on Air, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, and you can find me every Thursday and Friday night right here on KICR Indie Country Radio. Add a .com to that, and that takes you right to our website. Mr. Ryan Waters is up next from the Ryan Waters Band. His brand new single is called In Out Here on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
That likes to float way, way down on the river. I got a song that turns her on. I turn it way, way up when I'm with her. I like the smell of apple pie through a screen door. A little six-string picking on the back porch. Hold my baby till the sun goes down. Yeah, I know my way around. Out here with a four-wheel, out here with a rod and reel, out here
stop signs. We drive way, way out till we ditch 'em. It's all dirt, it's all work, it's all way, way back 4011. And I can guarantee if you ever leave, you're gonna miss it. Out here with a four-wheel, out here with a rod and reel, out here with a John Deere, where a cold beer tastes better on a Friday night. After working that hard job, coming home to a good dog. Yeah, it's a simple kind of living. Thank the Lord for what you're giving, man. It's pretty damn clear the country's still in out here. Your ass, it ain't going nowhere, baby. Ooh, at the end of the day, you know where you can find me, baby. Out here with a four-wheel, out here with a rod and reel, out here with a John Deere, where a cold beer tastes better on a Friday night. After working that hard job, coming home to a good dog. Yeah, it's a simple kind of living. Thank the Lord for what you're giving me. It's pretty damn clear the country's still in out here. Your country's still in out here. Country's still in out here.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it. Today's country.
I love absolutely every single song they play. This station is dangerously good.
This is Today's Country.
I like the music. I like the DJs.
There's even more to like.
I like everything about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country. New country. New country. New country.
It's that tin roof rain on a Sunday morning. It's your grandma's cross around your neck. It's that sunrise glowing through the blinds in the window, the kind that always steal my breath. Why would I ever want to leave? I don't want to go to heaven when heaven's right here lying next to me. I count every kiss and every blessing. It's the only proof I'll ever need. I don't want to go to heaven when heaven's right here lying next to me. It's like that old dirt road was paved in gold. The pearly gates are our front porch. Loving you makes me believe, even if the good Lord don't let me in, I got a glimpse of what it could have been. So I don't want to go to heaven when heaven's right here lying next to me. I count every kiss and every blessing. It's the only proof I'll ever need. I don't want to go to heaven when heaven's right here lying next to me. Oh, oh, lying next to me. Oh, oh. I don't want to go to heaven when heaven's right here lying next to me. I count every kiss and every blessing. The only proof I'll ever need. Yeah. I don't wanna go to heaven when heaven's right here next to me. I count every kiss and every blessing. It's the only proof I'll ever need. I don't wanna go to heaven when heaven's right here, lying next to me. Lying next to me.
He soon has a performance coming up at the Grand Ole Opry as well at the Ryman Auditorium. His name is Nate Smith, and that is a fantastic song called I Don't Want to Go to Heaven, Mr. Nate Smith. Well, this next artist and I had one radio interview recently. We just booked another one for July. It will be our second, and we will have just as good a time as the first. Mr. Mike Morris. This is called Small Town on 2 Lanes on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Tired of the hustle, fed up with the game. People all cutthroat, fighting for the same old thing. Who can burn who and make the loudest noise? Yeah, all keeping with the Joneses. Guess I'm just a good old boy. Call me crazy, call me a fool, blow me up with a you-do-you. Treat them like they're flyover states. Well, I'm grabbing gears, hitting overdrive. Every show, every time. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say. I'll take a small town on a 2-lane any day. Everybody knows your business. Everybody knows your name. Who's cheating who and who's to blame? It's a little bit of hunger, whole lot of chase. It's where you find humble. It's where leather meets lace. Call me crazy, call me a fool, blow me up with the you-do-you. Treat them like they're flyover states. Well, I'm grabbing gears, hitting overdrive. Every show, every time. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say. But I'll take a small town on a 2-lane any day. They're lost in the numbers, no pay to play the game. Like in 09, they love you just the same. So call me crazy, call me a fool, blow me up with a you-do-you. Treat them like they're flyover states. Well, I'm grabbing gears and hitting overdrive. Every show, every time. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say. 'Cause I'll take a small town on a 2-lane any day. Or I'll take a small town on a 2-lane any day.
New country sounds like this.
Girl, let me take a little time to unwind and wrap you up in love.
And this.
Come on, baby, rock on, rock on, rock on, yeah.
And this. You're listening to the best in new country music on KICR, Indie Country Radio.
call rounds. Been there too many times. Some studio apartment, just a cab ride down the road. Ain't as far as I wanna go. So if you wanna take me home, then take me home to meet your mama. Show me where you grew up. If more than tonight is what you want, I need to know where you're coming from. 'Cause I'm more than a stamp on my left hand and waking up alone. Boy, I need a man that wants to take me home. I wanna spend all afternoon seeing what made you you. Where'd you go on a Friday night? What song were you listening to? Those pencil lines on your door frame, those old posters on your wall. Don't leave out anything. Yeah, I wanna see it all. Take me home to meet your mama. Show me where you grew up. If more than tonight is what you want, I need to know where you're coming from. I'm more than a stamp on my left hand and waking up alone. Boy, I need a man that wants to take me some studio apartment, just a cab ride down the road. Ain't as far as I wanna go. So if you wanna take me home to meet your mama. Show me where you grew up. If more than tonight is what you wanted, I need to know where you're coming from. I'm more than a stamp on my left hand and waking up alone. Boy, I need a man. Boy, I need a man that wants to take me home. That wants to take me home. Had enough of your place of mind. Hey girl, half drunk pickup lines. Same old small talk, last call rounds. Been there too many times.
Her name is Lexi Hayden. That is a great song called Take Me Home. I found that young lady on that great little app we know as TikTok. Well, this might be the last drinking song of the night. I'm not sure. You never know where I'm going to go with this playlist. But this one is called I Poured Out My Whiskey, so it might be. I don't know. His name is Jamie Phillips on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio. New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
That night I kissed you replays in my mind. I must have thought about that night at least a million times. It breaks my heart that I can't hold you. This whiskey glass is all I have left to hold on to. I poured out my whiskey and cried in the bottle. It's such a terrible thing to leave you standing behind that door. Damn girl, I miss you. What about tomorrow? I can't go on living without you anymore. I poured out my whiskey. I poured out my whiskey. poured out my whiskey and cried in the bottle. It's such a terrible thing to leave you standing behind that door. Damn girl, I miss you. What about tomorrow? I can't go on living without you anymore. I poured out my whiskey. I poured out my whiskey. What the hell am I gonna do with you? You got me acting like a fool. I poured out my whiskey, got a brand new bottle. I'm coming over to bust right through your damn front door. Damn girl, I miss you. Don't care about tomorrow. I can't go on living without you anymore. I poured out my whiskey. I poured out my whiskey.
You're listening to Tim Kelly on Indie Country Radio.
They say it's over when it's over, and you got nothing left to give. Time to start living for tomorrow instead of living just to live. When he no longer makes you happy, can't keep that smile upon your face. He used to fill your world with wonder, but now you wonder what to say. It's even harder for me when I look at myself and all we used to be. Can't hold on when I know we're falling apart. Hope you'll understand and I hope you'll see. No, you don't wanna hear it's not you, it's me. It's time to stop. There's no good place to start. How do you find the words to break a heart? Say forever's never easy. Sometimes the story gets cut short. Feels like the hurt will never end, but I know we'll find something more. It's hard for you, it's even harder for me when I look at myself and all we used to be. Can't hold on when I know we're falling apart. Hope you'll understand and I hope you'll see. No, you don't wanna hear it's not you, it's me. It's time to stop. There's no good place to start. So how do you find the words to break a heart? And all we used to be. Can't hold on when I know we're falling apart. Hope you'll understand, yes, I hope you'll see. No, you don't wanna hear it's not you,
break a heart.
Her name is Molly Lovett. She is from St. Louis, Missouri, and that is called Break a Heart. We don't want to break any hearts, so we'll play that song and we'll send it out to our good friend, Miss Kelsey Parker from the state of Maryland, who is always listening to our live shows and in our chat rooms, and we absolutely love that. We are family in this chat room. Every Thursday and Friday night, you can join us, KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. Well, as you can imagine, I get a ton of music sent to my emails. I've got 3 email accounts that I got to keep up with, but this is my current favorite song. Yes, I have favorites too, so I'm going to spin it tonight. His name is Marty Hedden. This is called A Little Less Lonely on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
I'm only half past heartache, and it's almost closing time. Just like that clock on the wall, you're still hanging on my mind. Every sip feels like one more step, a little farther down that line. I'm a little less lonely, a lighter shade of blue. Climbing and stumbling, trying to get over you. Pour me one more round of a double shot of Crown, 'cause I'm drowning her goodbye. I'm a little less lonely, if only for tonight. This glass is empty, maybe I'll be able to smile. Even two-step with a stranger, forget about you for a while. It's a long, hard road, and I'm moving real slow, but at least for a few more miles I'll be lonely, a lighter shade of blue. I'm climbing and stumbling, trying to get over you. Order me one more round of a double shot of Crown, 'cause I'm drowning her goodbye. A little less lonely, if only for tonight. Pour me one more round of a double shot of Crown, 'cause I'm drowning her goodbye. I'm a little less lonely, if only for tonight.
And exciting.
Broadcasted live from Spreaker.com and iHeartRadio.
It's never tasted quite like this, burning down with every sip, innocence and inhibitions lost, crashing through my paper walls, taking over, take it all. Oh, to hell with consequence or cost. Oh, I'm already gone, so go ahead and wreck me now, tear me to pieces, wear me down, throw my defenses to the ground, keep stealing my sleep, go on and make my go ahead and wreck me now. Throw my defenses to the ground. So go ahead and wreck me now. Tear me to pieces, wear me down. Throw my defenses to the ground. Keep stealing my sleep. Go on and make my heart a mess. I think you might be the death of me, but honestly, baby, it's so sweet. Oh, wreck me. Wreck me.
That is the latest single from Jamie O'Neal. It is called Wreck Me, and yes, I agree with the chat room. That is a beautiful song. This next song is a fan favorite around here as well. The great Randall King from the state of Texas. It is called Hey Moon on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Friday.
Hey moon, it's me again, that guy that's always checking back in. How's she doing? I'm hoping better than I've been. Hey moon, there's someone you see that stands between her love and me, and I miss her. Damn, I miss her. Hey moon, I'm giving it all that I got. Hey moon, I'm down to my last shot, and I know that it's crazy talking to a rock in the sky. Oh, but I gotta try. Hey moon, is she looking up from her room and thinking of us? Has she been tucked in, wondering where I've been, dreaming about seeing me again? Hey moon, I'm giving it all that I got. Hey moon, I'm down to my last shot, and I know that it's crazy talking to a rock in the sky, but I gotta try. Hey moon,
Once again, his name is Randall King. That is called Hey Moon, and that is a great, great song. That's all he makes, and that's all we play. And that's going to do it for this edition of New Music Friday. I want to thank my special guest tonight, Mr. Bob Malden. BobMalden.com is his website, and Miss Savannah Ray, SavannahRay.com is her website. Go check them both out. Their music is fantastic, and check out their video to Savannah Ray's Typical Texas Girl on our TV channel, ICTV, IndieCountryTelevision.com. Be sure to join me next week for more fun interviews on the radio. Our full interview schedule is on our website for the radio station, KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. Today's Country with Tim Kelly is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Like us there on Facebook, and we will like you right back. Boy, I got a lot of stuff to promote, don't I? Have a great week, a great weekend, and you guys, we will see you on the radio. Bye-bye, everybody.
I can put you in a cornfield in downtown Manhattan. taken back to high school, gym floor, and a slow dance. First love, first kiss, second base down that old dirt road. When it's freezing cold, I can sink your toes in warm white sand. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. So turn me on. Oh, I'll see you on the radio. I'm young, I'm old, I'm country, I'm rock and roll.